about the best use of the Blacksmiths anvil. This is a custom anvil and is part of the Khufu mod. This anvil has been altered in ways that it differs from the vanilla Minecraft anvil to make use of ingots more realistically when blacksmiths are repairing tools on here. So to tell you what it doesn't do, it doesn't handle enchanted books, and it doesn't allow for renaming of tools. But what it does do is it uses ingots more realistically. One of the things that always bothered me about the vanilla anvil is that it could potentially take up to 3 ingots to repair a sword, and it seemed weird to me that it only takes 2 ingots to make a new sword, yet 3 ingots to repair a sword. So mathematically that always seemed imbalanced to me. So we set about to correct that in a way that makes sense. So a little bit of math is required to sort of understand how it works, and a bit of common sense is required to make use of it. So let's take a look real quickly at the math behind this anvil and how it repairs items. So in this example, we'll take a pick, and what we're going to do, just for visual representation, is I'll grab an empty space somewhere here. This is fine. So actually, let's do it here. Let's take a look at how a pick is made. As you know, it takes 3 ingots to make a pick, and that means that each ingot is worth 1/3 of the amount of metal in this pick. So when we look at other tools, 1 ingot is the full value of all of the metal in this shovel, and then in this axe, each ingot is worth 1/3 of the total value of the metal. In the case of a hoe, each ingot is worth half. In terms of helmets, each ingot is worth 1/5 of the total value of metal. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to make it so that the anvil more realistically repairs tools and weapons and armor. So we've made it so that when you are repairing a tool, it will replace, for each ingot you use to repair a tool, it will replace the value of that ingot in the repair. So if you have a hoe which takes 2 ingots and it's half damaged, to put another ingot on it would replace that 50% of the damage incurred through use. So that brought about a question of, well, why not just craft a new one still? It's still, what is the bonus or the benefit of using an anvil over just crafting a new thing? So, well, this anvil here doesn't actually cost you experience points to repair enchanted tools. So you can retain, tools can retain their enchantment. However, there is a small chance that a tool will lose its enchantment when you put it on the anvil. So not all repairs go according to plan. There is that little, when you're repairing a high-end tool, a level 30 sword or something like that, then there is a chance you'll lose the enchantment, but it's a small chance. It's something in the neighborhood of a 20% probability that you'll lose that enchantment. So we wanted to take away the whole experience point cost associated with the anvil, and implement a more realistic system there. So going back to the value of these ingots, we'll have to use a real pick to see the difference here. Let's take a really worn down pick. This one looks pretty good. So this pick is probably, I would say, about 95% done. And to put an ingot on here would replenish 33% of the metal plus a bonus of 10% I think it is, of the 33%. So that's an additional 3.3%. That's the bonus, and that's the advantage of using the anvil, is that you can make your metal go a little bit further than if you were to craft it from scratch. So here you're getting a pick that's gone from maybe 5% to roughly, it looks like it's almost 50%. So a second ingot should put it darn near fully repaired. And that would be an economic repair. So it wouldn't make sense then to actually put a third ingot on there, because this ingot could be roughly 35-36% value to another broken tool or damaged tool. To gain this small 5% would be a waste of this extra copper. So on our server, it makes sense to use to retain used tools and then have them shipped back to the blacksmith for the blacksmith to be able to repair the tool and redistribute it where it's needed. So it's getting dark. I'm just going to pop into bed real quick. So real briefly, we're going to look at the ore supply levels and the alloy organization while we're here, since I'm putting this stuff back. When blacksmiths come in here and they want to crush up some ores and make dusts, they can tell at a glance what their supply levels are like. And if they want to crush up a bunch of copper, and let's say they want to do some iron as well, or let's say they want to do 2 copper and 1 iron, throw those in the crushers. One thing we try to do here is make it so that when other stuff comes in, it can very quickly and efficiently be placed back in the box. So if somebody comes in and dumps their ores in, you're going to get this whole disorganization going on. And one way we prevent that from happening is to always leave behind a single placeholder, so that if somebody comes in with porter comes in, or blacksmith receives a bunch of ores all in a jumble, they can very quickly put them back just by shift clicking, and it'll go exactly in place. And it also allows us to see at a glance the supply levels, so we can tell we're halfway out of our tin, starting to get on the low half of silver. Everything else is looking pretty good in here, so resources are flush right now. And in the same way we do that with our ores, we do it with the ingots as well, and dust. So I can come in and I can quickly pop that stuff down where it belongs. So just to reorganize this to show you what I mean. And it pops into place exactly the way we want it to. If we come in here and it's not organized that way, then at a glance, it's not as easy to tell how much of what we have prepared. Sometimes they need to crush stuff up in advance. They want to know, okay, so well, how much do I have manganese crushed up? If you're looking at it like this, you're going to go, well, this is like 240, 260 pieces. It's a little bit easier when it's organized in a way where it's full at the top and then diminishes towards the bottom. So it's good to keep it in order like that. So that is the custom anvil, and as well a little bit about how we organize our ores and alloys, ingots and dust. Thanks for checking it out.